Virgo Daily Horoscope, April 20, 2025. Greetings, meticulous Virgo. Today opens a powerful chapter in your astrological journey as cosmic forces align in fascinating ways for your sign on this spring day. As we explore what the stars have in store for you on April 20, 2025, prepare for a day of intellectual stimulation and practical achievements. The cosmic landscape today finds the sun comfortably positioned in Taurus, illuminating your ninth house of higher learning, spiritual expansion, and long-distance matters. This placement creates a solid foundation for your intellectual pursuits and may spark an interest in exploring new philosophical concepts or educational opportunities. The earthy connection between your Virgo nature and the Taurian sun creates a harmonious flow of practical wisdom that serves you well today. Meanwhile, your planetary ruler Mercury sits in the final degrees of Aries, bringing a dynamic, forward-thinking energy to your communication style. This placement in your eighth house of shared resources, intimacy, and transformation suggests important conversations may arise regarding joint finances, business partnerships, or deeply personal matters. Your analytical mind is particularly sharp today, allowing you to see through complexity and articulate solutions with remarkable clarity and decisiveness, quite a shift from your typically more cautious approach. The moon in Gemini activates your 10th house of career, public image, and long-term goals. This creates an emotional connection to your professional aspirations, potentially bringing recognition for your meticulous work or opening opportunities for advancement. You may find yourself in the spotlight today, perhaps called upon to present ideas or take leadership on an important project. Your ability to organize information and communicate precisely serves you exceptionally well under this lunar influence. Venus, currently embracing the sensual energy of Taurus, brings a sweet influence to your ninth house of exploration and expansion. This placement enhances your appreciation for beauty in different cultures, academic pursuits, or spiritual practices. For Virgos in relationships, this could manifest as planning a romantic getaway or engaging in stimulating intellectual conversations with your partner. Single Virgos might find attraction brewing with someone from a different cultural background or educational setting, perhaps someone you meet through studies or travels. Mars in Cáncer occupies your 11th house of friendships, groups, and future aspirations. This placement infuses your social connections with emotional depth and protective energy. You may feel moved to defend a friend, advocate for a group cause, or pursue a collaborative project with renewed passion. However, be mindful of potential mood swings in social settings, as the Cancerian influence on Mars can sometimes make your reactions more emotionally charged than your typically reserved Virgo nature prefers. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and opportunity, currently transiting through Gemini in your career house, amplifies the moon's influence today. This powerful placement has been blessing your professional life for months, opening doors and creating growth opportunities. Today, this jovial energy particularly supports networking with influential people and expanding your professional horizons. A conversation or meeting today could have far-reaching positive implications for your career trajectory. Saturn's disciplined presence in Pisces continues its transit through your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. This long-term influence has been asking you to build more structure and commitment in your significant relationships while releasing unrealistic expectations. Today, you might notice relationship patterns more clearly, particularly how you balance your need for perfection with acceptance of others' flaws. A mature conversation with a partner, business associate, or close friend could establish healthier boundaries and expectations. Uranus in Taurus has been revolutionizing your ninth house of higher mind for years now, bringing unexpected developments in your belief systems and approach to education. Today, this influence might manifest as a sudden insight or opportunity related to publishing, higher education, or international connections. Don't dismiss unusual ideas or unconventional perspectives that emerge now; they could lead to meaningful growth. Neptune in Aries occupies your 8th house of shared resources and intimate connections, bringing both inspiration and potential confusion to these areas. Financial matters involving others require extra scrutiny today, as Neptune's dreamy influence can cloud judgment. However, this placement also deepens your intuitive understanding of others' motivations and needs, particularly in close relationships. Trust your gut feelings about financial or emotional exchanges, but verify important details. Pluto, still in the early degrees of Aquarius in your 6th house of daily work, health routines, and service, continues its profound transformation of how you approach everyday productivity and well-being. Today, you might gain insights into power dynamics at work or discover new approaches to health that address root causes rather than symptoms. This placement supports breaking free from outdated habits that no longer serve your highest good. For Virgos in professional settings, today offers exceptional opportunities for recognition and advancement. Your natural attention to detail, combined with the cosmic emphasis on your career house, suggests that superiors or important clients may take notice of your contributions. Prepare to showcase your skills confidently, particularly those involving communication, analysis, and problem-solving. A project you've been diligently working on might finally receive the appreciation it deserves. In financial matters, the day brings mixed influences. While the Sun and Venus in your 9th house might tempt you toward spending on education, travel, or luxury experiences, Mercury in your 8th house counsels prudence with shared resources. This is an excellent day to review investment strategies, insurance policies, or shared financial agreements. You might discover ways to optimize your financial approach or identify overlooked opportunities for growth. Regarding health and well-being, the planetary alignments suggest paying particular attention to digestive health, always a sensitive area for Virgos. The nervous tension that could arise from today's busy mental energy might manifest in your stomach or intestinal system. Mindful eating, staying hydrated, and taking moments for deep breathing can help maintain balance. Consider incorporating relaxation techniques that calm your active mind, perhaps meditation or gentle stretching exercises. In relationships, the day brings opportunities for meaningful connection, particularly through intellectual exchange and shared aspirations. Existing partnerships benefit from conversations about future goals and dreams. The Saturn influence encourages maturity and honesty about expectations, while Venus brings warmth and appreciation. For single Virgos, someone you meet through professional circles or educational settings could spark interest, though you're likely to approach new connections with your characteristic caution and discernment. As the day progresses, be mindful of a tendency toward excessive self-criticism, a Virgo trait that may be amplified by the moon's position. Remember that your standards for yourself are often higher than anyone else could possibly expect. Allow yourself grace for human imperfection while still honoring your natural drive for excellence. The evening hours bring a subtle shift as the moon forms aspects with Neptune, potentially blurring boundaries between professional and personal matters. This influence can be channeled positively into creative pursuits or spiritual practices that help you integrate the day's experiences. Journaling, artistic expression, or meaningful conversation with a trusted friend can help process any insights gained throughout this cosmically active day. In summary, April 20, 2025 offers you, dear Virgo, a day rich with intellectual stimulation, professional opportunity, and chances for meaningful connection. By balancing your natural analytical abilities with openness to the emotional undercurrents present today, you can navigate this cosmic landscape with both productivity and grace. Trust your discerning nature while remaining receptive to unexpected insights. The stars support your growth today, particularly in areas involving career advancement, intellectual expansion, and authentic relating. As April 20, 2025 arrives, Virgo finds themselves under a particularly significant planetary configuration. The Sun, at 30 degrees Aries, is making its final stand before entering Taurus tomorrow, creating a potent transitional energy in your ninth house of higher learning and expansion. This placement illuminates opportunities for philosophical growth and broader understanding, particularly in areas that might normally escape your detail-oriented nature. Mercury, your ruling planet, positioned at 17 degrees Taurus, brings stability to your thought processes while forming a grounding trine with Pluto in Capricorn. This alignment enhances your analytical abilities and brings depth to your perceptions, allowing you to uncover hidden truths in research, studies, or spiritual pursuits. The Mercury-Pluto trine particularly supports investigative work and transformative learning experiences. Venus at 12 degrees Gemini activates your 10th house of career and public reputation, forming a square with Neptune at 10 degrees Pisces in your relationship sector. This creates tension between professional ambitions and partnership ideals, requiring careful navigation of boundaries. The dual influence might create confusion about priorities, but also offers creative solutions to long-standing career challenges. Mars at 22 degrees Cancer intensifies activity in your 11th house of social networks and collective endeavors. This placement forms a challenging opposition to Saturn retrograde at 20 degrees Capricorn, creating friction between your personal initiatives and structural limitations imposed by others. Group dynamics may require extra patience today, with potential delays in collaborative projects requiring thoughtful recalibration. The moon transiting at 8 degrees Scorpio deepens emotional currents through your third house of communication and immediate environment. This placement forms a supportive sextile to your natal Mercury position for most Virgos, facilitating profound conversations and intellectual breakthroughs. Intuitive insights may arrive unexpectedly, particularly during short journeys or interactions with siblings or neighbors. Jupiter at 15 degrees Gemini continues its expansive journey through your career sector, approaching a conjunction with Venus that will perfect in the coming days. This signals potential professional recognition or opportunities that align with your authentic values. The benevolent gas giant amplifies your visibility and creates fortunate connections with authority figures. Saturn retrograde in Capricorn occupies your 5th house of creativity and self-expression, forming that challenging opposition to Mars mentioned earlier. This configuration might temporarily dampen creative enthusiasm, but simultaneously deepens your commitment to projects that truly matter. Artistic or creative work done today carries long-term significance despite immediate challenges. Uranus at 5 degrees Gemini brings unexpected developments to career matters, particularly relating to technology, innovation, or unconventional approaches to professional advancement. As it forms a trine with your natal sun, surprises tend to work in your favor, especially those involving digital communication or remote collaboration. Neptune in Pisces continues its long-term dissolution of boundaries in your partnership sector, creating both inspiration and occasional confusion in close relationships. Today's square with Venus highlights the need to distinguish between idealized perceptions and reality in both personal and professional relationships. Pluto at 3 degrees Aquarius transforms your 6th house of daily routines, health matters, and service, gradually revolutionizing your approach to wellness and work efficiency. The supportive trine with Mercury enhances your capacity to implement sustainable changes to daily habits that better serve your evolved understanding of holistic well-being. The North Node at 27 degrees Aries in your 9th house closely aligns with the Sun, emphasizing that your evolutionary path forward involves embracing broader perspectives and stepping beyond comfortable intellectual boundaries. This conjunction suggests that educational pursuits or philosophical explorations initiated today carry special significance for your spiritual development. Chiron at 24 degrees Aries in your 9th house forms a quincunx to your natal Virgo placements, bringing awareness to wounds related to belief systems or educational experiences. This subtle aspect offers healing potential through teaching others what you've learned through personal struggles, particularly in areas relating to faith, higher education, or cross-cultural understanding. The overall planetary picture for Virgo today reflects a powerful time of intellectual expansion coupled with practical application. The predominance of mutable energy, with significant placements in Gemini and Pisces, resonates with your adaptable nature, while fixed and cardinal influences provide both stability and initiative. The celestial emphasis on air and earth elements particularly supports balanced decision-making that considers both practical realities and innovative possibilities. Virgo, on April 20, 2025, your communication sphere experiences a significant transformation as Mercury, your ruling planet, forms a powerful trine with Pluto in your fifth house of creativity. This planetary alignment sharpens your analytical skills and deepens your perception, allowing you to express complex ideas with remarkable clarity. Your words carry unusual weight today, penetrating surface conversations to reach meaningful depths. This isn't merely about being articulate, it's about speaking transformative truth. Notice how people lean in when you speak. The cosmic energy supports detailed explanation without becoming tedious. You're finding that perfect balance between thoroughness and engagement. The moon in Cancer in your 11th house of social connections adds emotional resonance to your communications, especially in group settings or digital forums. You might find yourself becoming the voice of reason within your social circles, articulating what others feel but cannot express. There's a therapeutic quality to your words today. They help others make sense of their own thoughts. Professionally, your communications benefit from Jupiter's position in Gemini, expanding your visibility in career contexts. Your ideas are being noticed by authority figures or mentors who appreciate your methodical thinking. This is an excellent day for presentations, important emails, or negotiations where precision matters. Neptune's influence adds a subtle layer of intuition to your typically pragmatic communication style. You might surprise yourself with flashes of insight that transcend your usual logical approach. This blend of precision and intuition makes your perspective uniquely valuable. While Venus in Aries creates some tension in your 8th house of shared resources, it actually serves to embolden your usually cautious communication style. You're more willing to broach difficult subjects, especially those involving shared finances or intimate matters. This directness serves you well today, though be mindful that others may not be accustomed to your newfound assertiveness. Saturn's position reminds you to structure your thoughts carefully before expressing them, especially in professional contexts. Take time to organize your ideas. The extra preparation will pay dividends in how your message is received. Writing flows particularly well today. If you've been struggling with documentation, reports, or creative projects requiring clear expression, the cosmic energies support breakthrough progress. Keep a notebook handy as insights may arrive unexpectedly. Digital communications receive favorable aspects, making this an ideal day for updating profiles, creating content, or engaging meaningfully on social platforms. Your authentic voice resonates strongly online. Consider recording voice notes or creating video content. Your natural expressiveness shines through these mediums today. In conversations with close partners, you'll find unusual ease in articulating feelings that normally remain beneath the surface. This transparency strengthens bonds and clears misunderstandings that have lingered too long. Mercury's sextile with Venus enhances your diplomatic skills. You're finding elegant ways to express difficult truths without causing unnecessary friction, a valuable skill in both personal and professional realms. Your capacity for detailed listening is equally enhanced. You'll pick up on subtle cues and unspoken messages that might normally escape your notice, making you an exceptional confidant today. Be careful with written communications that might be forwarded or shared. With Uranus in your 9th house of publishing, your words may reach further than intended. Ensure that what you write reflects what you're willing to stand behind publicly. The day's energy particularly supports explaining complex concepts to others. If you work in education, training, or any field requiring clear instruction, you'll find your explanations exceptionally well received. Pay attention to nonverbal communication as well. Your body language and microexpressions are unusually aligned with your verbal message, creating powerful congruence that others find trustworthy. This is an excellent day for important conversations you've been postponing. The planetary support for clear, compassionate communication won't always be this strong. Use it wisely. Research and information gathering are highly favored. Your questions are precise and elicit exactly the information you need, whether interviewing someone or searching for data. The North Node's position indicates that today's communications may have longer-term significance than you initially realize. Document important conversations and insights. You'll likely want to reference them in the future. Mars in your 6th house of daily work adds assertiveness to workplace communications. You're less likely to let important points slide and more willing to advocate for your ideas and needs. Just be mindful not to overwhelm colleagues with your thoroughness. Pluto's influence deepens your perceptions, allowing you to see motivations that others might miss. This psychological insight helps you address the real issues in conversations rather than circling around surface matters. For Virgos working in creative fields, this is an exceptional day for pitching ideas, sharing drafts, or collaborating on projects requiring precise communication. Your attention to detail merges beautifully with creative vision. Even casual conversations may reveal unexpected depth today. Remain open to synchronicities and meaningful exchanges in unlikely places. The barista, a neighbor, or a delivery person might offer exactly the perspective you need. Pay special attention to communication regarding health matters. Your capacity to describe symptoms accurately or understand medical instructions is enhanced, making this a favorable day for health consultations if needed. April 20th brings a potent financial energy to your sphere, Virgo. With the sun freshly in Taurus, illuminating your 9th house of expansion and higher learning, you're finding yourself drawn toward investment opportunities that align with your personal values and long-term vision. This isn't about quick gains, but rather sustainable growth that reflects your meticulous approach to wealth building. Early morning activities set the tone for your financial day. Between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., take time to review your financial goals and priorities before the day's energy shifts toward external demands. This quiet reflection period, supported by the moon in your resource sector, helps you maintain focus amid potential distractions later. Mercury, your ruling planet, forms a favorable aspect with Jupiter today, opening channels for financial discussions that could prove quite fruitful. Communication about money matters flows more easily than usual, making this an excellent day to negotiate terms, discuss raises, or pitch financial ideas to those who hold the purse strings. Your analytical abilities are particularly sharp, allowing you to spot discrepancies in contracts or financial proposals that others might miss. The most financially productive hours for negotiations and important money conversations fall between 2 p.m. and 4:30 p.m., when Mercury's influence peaks in your communication sector. Schedule important financial calls or meetings during this window, if possible, to maximize cosmic support. Venus in your career sector forms a harmonious trine with Saturn in your house of daily work, suggesting that financial rewards may come through diligent efforts and professional recognition. A project you've been steadily working on could finally receive the monetary validation it deserves. Your methodical approach to tasks is being noticed by those in positions of authority. Technology sectors receive particularly favorable aspects today, especially companies focusing on efficiency improvements, data analysis, and healthcare applications, all areas where Virgo energy naturally excels. If you work in these fields, today brings opportunities to position yourself for financial advancement through project leadership or innovative solutions. The moon in your 2nd house of personal resources heightens your intuition around money matters today. You might feel drawn to review your budget, reassess your investments, or consider new ways to secure your financial future. Trust these intuitive nudges, they're guiding you toward greater stability. Watch for unusual financial patterns or coincidences today. The number 5 may appear in significant financial transactions or opportunities. This synchronicity isn't merely random, but suggests you're aligned with beneficial money flows when this numeric signal appears. However, be mindful of a challenging square between Mars and Neptune, which could cloud judgment around a speculative investment. If something sounds too good to be true, it likely is. Your natural skepticism serves you well today. Don't bypass your usual thorough vetting process, even if time pressure seems intense. Financial opportunities may emerge through educational pursuits or connections with people from different cultural backgrounds. The ninth house influence suggests that expanding your horizons, perhaps through courses, certifications, or even international connections, could open doors to new revenue streams. For Virgos involved in content creation, writing, or information products, today's aspect between Mercury and Jupiter in your visibility sector creates excellent conditions for launching materials that can generate passive income. Consider releasing that ebook, course, or subscription service you've been perfecting with your characteristic Virgo attention to detail. Consider allocating resources toward knowledge acquisition today. An investment in your skills could yield significant returns in the coming months, particularly as Jupiter continues its transit through your career sector later this year. Regarding investments, sectors related to education, publishing, international commerce, and sustainable agriculture receive the most favorable aspects today. If you've been considering diversifying your portfolio, these areas deserve special research attention. For Virgos involved in freelance work or side hustles, this is a powerful day to systematize your approach to billing and client management. The organizational systems you implement now will serve you well through the remainder of 2025. Your financial intuition peaks around sunset, when insights about timing of purchases or investments may come through with unusual clarity. Keep a notebook handy to record these impressions, as they can form the foundation of a profitable strategy, even if immediate action isn't required. Unexpected financial news might arrive near evening, as Uranus makes its presence felt. This could take the form of a delayed payment finally coming through, a refund you weren't expecting, or an opportunity that emerges suddenly. Stay flexible and ready to capitalize on developments that weren't on your morning radar. Family financial matters receive support through a harmonious aspect between the Moon and Venus. This is an excellent day to discuss inheritance matters, family business transitions, or shared resources in a calm, pragmatic way. Your ability to balance emotional considerations with practical financial planning makes you the ideal mediator in complex family financial discussions. For Virgos working in healthcare, finance, or technology sectors, today presents a unique alignment that favors asking for additional responsibilities that come with financial perks. The Taurus Sun illuminates your ninth house of higher knowledge, making it an excellent day to leverage specialized skills for monetary gain. Pay particular attention to communication platforms around midday, when Mercury forms its most potent aspect. Emails, messages, or calls received between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. could contain financial opportunities disguised as routine matters. Your natural attention to detail allows you to spot these hidden gems where others might skim past them. A female mentor or authority figure may play a significant role in your financial developments today. Venus in your 10th house suggests that networking with established women in your industry could open doors to lucrative opportunities. If you receive an invitation to connect, accept it even if the immediate financial benefit isn't obvious. For Virgos with investment portfolios, today's Saturn influence suggests reviewing long-term holdings, particularly those related to real estate, agriculture, or sustainable technologies. A small adjustment made now, based on careful analysis rather than emotional reaction to market fluctuations, could yield significant benefits by year's end. For Virgos considering real estate transactions, today's aspects favor research and comparison rather than final decisions. The information gathered now will prove invaluable when Saturn moves direct later this year, opening a more favorable window for property investments, particularly those that combine living space with income-generating potential. Those of you involved in family businesses will notice a shift in dynamics that could ultimately benefit your personal financial position. Pluto's influence suggests that power realignments within organizational structures create openings for those who have been diligently working behind the scenes, a position many Virgos naturally occupy. When it comes to debt management, today's Saturn influence supports creating structured payment plans that align with your long-term financial goals. If you've been avoiding addressing certain financial obligations, the current planetary alignment provides the clarity and discipline needed to create sustainable solutions rather than quick fixes. Partnership possibilities with financial implications deserve special attention today. With the Sun in your ninth house forming a sextile to Pluto in your house of creative projects, collaborative ventures that transform your talents into income streams look particularly promising. Don't shy away from discussions about how your skills could be monetized through the right alliances. The day's final aspect, a sextile between the Moon and Pluto, suggests that financial power dynamics may shift subtly in your favor, particularly in situations where your specialized knowledge or meticulous preparation gives you an edge in negotiations or resource allocations. Stay alert to these shifts and be ready to respectfully assert your worth when opportunities arise. As you navigate the day's financial landscape, remember that your greatest asset remains your analytical mind and attention to detail. These Virgo strengths allow you to see opportunities where others might miss them, particularly in refining systems, improving efficiency, and reducing waste, all of which have direct impact on bottom lines, whether personal or professional. As April 20th, 2025 unfolds for Virgo, the day brings several fortunate areas of focus worth your attention. The Sun in Taurus creates a harmonious trine to your Earth sign, activating your ninth house of higher learning, travel, and expanded consciousness. This particular alignment opens doors for educational pursuits and philosophical explorations that have been waiting in the wings. Mercury, your ruling planet, is positioned in Aries today, firing up your eighth house of shared resources and transformation. This creates an exceptional opportunity for financial collaborations, especially those involving investments or resources shared with others. The Moon glides through Capricorn, another Earth sign that complements your practical nature, illuminating your fifth house of creativity and self-expression. This lunar position breathes life into artistic endeavors and brings fortunate encounters with children or romantic interests, if applicable to your situation. Jupiter in Gemini expands your 10th house of career and